Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me once again. My name is Franklin Owen, and today we are going to discuss a few issues regarding what the Vice President Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto have been arguing, and they have fallen out. During the campaigns of William Ruto, we saw him assuring Kenyans that never again will we see the president and his deputy disagreeing, and the president taking bait, or rather frustrating his deputy. But unfortunately, like many things that William Ruto promised during his campaign, many things, he's continuing to fail to deliver them to Kenyans. And it's very obnoxious that one of these is that he has actually fallen out with his deputy, like in the case of Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto when he was the deputy president. So today I want to tell you the main reason, or rather the deep secrets, as to why these people have fallen out. There are many theories that people have come up with, which they're suggesting could be the reasons why these people have fallen out. There's a segment of Kenyans who believe that, who are saying that, and I'll put it in their words, they're saying that Gachagua and Ruto fell out because one is eating more than the other. And in this case, the eating, they mean that one is rather taking bribes, being corrupt more than the other. There's another section of Kenyans who are saying that the most resourceful part of Kenya is the Mount Kenya region, basically because Kenyatta, that is Jomo Kenyatta, the founding father and the first president of this country, Jomo Kenyatta ruled for from 63 to 78, and then later on his son Uhuru Kenyatta also ruled for another 10 years, and we have many billionaires coming from the Mount Kenya region. And people believe that, or rather there's a section of Kenyans who believe that Ruto wants to exploit the people of Mount Kenya and take these resources, and Gachagua is the person who is standing in between that section. There's a third group of people who believe that the falling out between Gachagua and Ruto, actually they believe that in the first place Gachagua was not supposed to be the vice president and the running mate of Ruto during the 2022 elections, and in his place it was supposed to be Kithure Kindiki. And so I believe that all along Ruto's plan has been to reinstate Kithure Kindiki in that position, and we've seen many politicians like Kimani Ichung'wah coming out and saying, we've also seen and saying that Gachagua needs to be impeached. We've seen Oscar Sudi has actually given an ultimatum. He has said that Gachagua has 2 weeks to be out of office. And there is Ahmed Nasir, the famous lawyer, who has said that Gachagua won't be impeached, but he will resign himself. And we saw yesterday in Githurai, in a very emotional speech, Rigathi Gachagua was there with Wamuchomba, and Wamuchomba said that Ruto has a problem with Kikuyus and he actually said that Kikuyus can only be rented, but they cannot be bought. So Wamuchomba said that Ruto has left Kikuyus because he believes wanakura sana, they are eating too much. So that is also another theory. There's a last theory that is very controversial, and which I don't want to be quoted on this, but I saw it somewhere on Twitter where there was a guy saying that Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto fell out because of the death of the chief of the defense forces, the Major General Francis Ogola, who died in a plane accident, I think in the eastern region of Kenya. Or was it Pokot or somewhere? So there's a conspiracy where people believe that this guy was killed. We've seen in the past many of the political killings like that of George Saitoti. Most of them are usually orchestrated through aircraft falls. And so there's a group of Kenyans who believe that there was a standout. There are people who say that and don't quote me on this, there are people who say that one of these guys is the one who killed him and the other one was not of the idea. So this guy went on with the plan behind this person's back, which is very, very obnoxious to even think that such things could be done and orchestrated in broad daylight in 2024. So guys, this is very, very controversial, and which is why I'm asking you to tell me what you think about this in the comment section. What do you think is the main reason why Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto have fallen out? Personally, there's also, I forgot, there's also one very, very important theory that actually makes sense too. So there are people who say that the Gachagua and Ruto falling out is actually a gimmick and a scheme. Like they're just the recent Gen Z protests and Kenyans complaining about the level of corruption in the country. So they're using this perpetuation and pretension that they have fallen out so that they can keep the media composed and media focused on something else, Kenyans focused on something else, while they continue to steal. Yeah, so do you think this is true? Tell me what you think about this. It actually makes a lot of sense too, because with all the Gen Z protests, with all the things that have been going on, it could be true that these people are actually faking something. But I highly doubt this, because we might actually see Gachagua step out of office in the next few weeks. Yeah, so, and regarding my past story, I've seen a lot of people talking about, I was saying that Morara Kebaso is Ruto's project to confuse and deviate the attention of the Gen Zs from the narrations and tweeting and complaining and the protests against the government. And most of you, there are people who have agreed with me, and there are people who have said that that is a conspiracy theory which they can't buy. And we saw recently the guy the whistleblower of the Adani deal, Nelson Amenya, also said the same thing that I had said, because Morara Kebaso is always coming up with new plans every day, new tactics every day. He always wants to be in the spotlight. The first time he was saying people should help him kuchangisha. At first he was walking around and calling out the projects, which was very, very good, and it helped bring the MPs to account. But after that, the guy has been attention seeking and deviating the attention of the Gen Zs. For example, the first time he was telling people to contribute for him to get an office. Second time he came and said he wanted now people to contribute for him to get a car. Then he said people should contribute for fuel. And then from the fuel, he now came up one day and said, no, I no longer want people to continue complaining about me. If you feel that you sent me money and I didn't deserve it, you can reverse it. And he was calling on Kenyans to reverse it. Yesterday, he said that he has now been involved in an accident. We don't know how this is true, and if it is true that he was actually involved in an accident, we are very sorry for him and we wish him quick recovery. But again, this could just be gimmicks and a way of deviating the attention of Kenyans, because Morara was affiliated to Ruto very fast, and he never came out until the Gen Z protests had taken shape. He came out, and we know that Ruto was trying to look for one Gen Z who could be used to manipulate the other Gen Zs so that they stop fighting against him and focus. And we know Morara was a great part, and I insist on the great part of Ruto's campaign team. He has been dealing with politicians before. It's not the first time he's doing that. And if by chance he's not working with Ruto, it's more of a case of deal gone sour than innermost desire to fight to fight for Kenyans. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section, and I would like to appeal to you to be very, very rational with this. Don't be biased and consider this. As much as Morara has been doing a lot, it's also very important that you consider that actually this guy, his first love was William Ruto, and we both know that even in a court, the first statement that you say usually matters a lot, and most of the time it's always what is true. So this guy was affiliated to William Ruto, and we know that money talks. And for Morara Kebaso, as a youth still working, looking for job, looking for money, so we know he'll be swayed. Even the biggest of people, as the famous saying goes by one of the most famous drug lords in the world, famous going says that everyone has a price. That is a famous saying. Yeah guys, so that is that. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section, and see you in the next one guys. Cheers.